I'm Jérémy, and today's talk will be about laziness. As a good teacher of mine used to say, a good engineer is a lazy engineer. And we all know that by laziness, we mean that everything that we can automate, then we should automate. So yeah, in order to achieve that laziness, it requires quite a lot of work. Without further ado, let's jump ahead. So today's table of content, first I will introduce GitGuardian, the mission, what we do, how we do it. I will also introduce slightly more myself and the team I'm part of. Also quickly what we use as a tool from Replicated. We use quite a lot of the tools. And then after that, we will jump ahead into the support bundle, which will be the root core of this talk. And we will talk about what is the support bundle, how we use it specifically at GitGuardian. And we've integrated with AI quite a bit of time ago now, but there are still some friction with the current setup. So we are developing a new feature that we will showcase today. And it's all about reducing the friction to accelerate the gathering of a support bundle, the analysis of a support bundle, to really reduce the loop and quicken the loop so that when there is a problem into a customer setup, we can solve it fast. And if we can even solve it automatically, we are happy. After that, a small demo and takeaways. So let's go ahead with GitGuardian mission. It all started by scanning every GitHub commit in order to find secrets. And then the mission evolved. And now GitGuardian, the goal is really to protect companies from leaking secrets. Secrets can be many things. It can be a password, an API key. Now with AI, obviously, there are even more things that can leak out from different means. And really the goal of GitGuardian is to provide a platform where you can detect those leaks, assess the risk, because sometimes the password is no longer valid or it was a wrong API key, a false one. So we have a bunch of logic to actually detect if it's valid or not. And then we have a full-fledged platform to remediate, give analytics, and also obviously prevent with many different systems. Preventing the leaks from happening is obviously the best solution. I think that's the very rough idea of GitGuardian. If you want to know more, just please ping me or anyone in the team. Then slightly more info on who we are in the self-hosted team at GitGuardian. We are mostly DevOps people with SRE Kubernetes knowledge. And we have two big missions at GitGuardian. The first one is the one that we care about in this talk. We are responsible for the on-premise operations, which roughly means developing the Helm chart, ensuring that it passes quality assurance, releasing it, ensuring customer can install on any different systems. And obviously, because we are a security first company, our vision is really security oriented. So we have a zero CV policies, meaning we really try our best to ship GitGuardian with zero CV in the images. And obviously, building at scale with high availability and stuff is at the root of what we do. Mostly because on-prem is not dead. SaaS those days is very good for doing business, but there are still many customers that choose self-hosted. And at GitGuardian, it's roughly 30% of our customers that choose self-hosted. And most of the time, those customers are big banks with high security constraints. So we really need to push further to have the best release possible that follow all those best practices. Very quickly, how do we use replicated systems? I think we've been partnered with Replicated for a while now, and we use a lot of the tools. And I must say that before joining GitGuardian, I was already releasing Helm chart and maintaining Helm charts. And all the tools that Replicated gives us are really lifetime saving. I must say that not having to worry about the license enforcement and taking care of this license when you ship something, it's really a very nice interface that we are happy to have. Same thing with the custom metric. Before, that was something we were doing by hand. It's very convenient to have that directly in the SDK that is alongside the application. And obviously the support bundle that we will talk about today. And I would like to take a bit of time in this slide to thank again Replicated teams for really being partner with us and implementing the things we ask for in support requests quite super fast. So everything that I will be demoing today with the support bundle was made not that long ago. Yeah, again, thanks a lot for all the teams that Replicated that made that possible. And if you want to know more about those different things, this is a rough summary of what Replicated does, but yeah, just go ahead and ask them directly or just go and look at the doc. Now, let's jump ahead into the more technical aspects of the support bundle and AI. First of all, what is a support bundle? That's a tool made to collect logs and other resources from within your Kubernetes cluster. It's very convenient because you can also redact sensitive information and it's customizable. The customizable part, I would like to take a bit of time here because at GitGuardian, when we ship our application, we also ship a log collection system with Loki as a tool. And this is mostly because if a pod dies, crash unexpectedly, you might lose logs. And that is very difficult then as a vendor to debug and help your customer debug. So what is very cool with the support bundle is that you can customize it and add extra collectors. For example, here on the right, you can see that we are able to build a very small, with the YAML file, collector for our Loki, meaning inside the support bundle, we get what the tool collects natively and also all the logs from our log collection system. So that is very powerful because your imagination is the limit. You can really add whatever you want in that support bundle, which is really great for us and for everyone actually. And yeah, then it just gives you a zip that you can share. How it works, it's one single command, a kubectl command with a crew plugin. And there are limitations to that. So you need a local user, so a DevOps on his own machine with a cluster access. It's a specific plugin. So sometimes for us bank, our customers are like, they don't like to install stuff that is not native to this ecosystem. So it takes time to approve new plugin or new tools. So this is quite a hard limitation for us. And it doesn't work on Windows, at least for now, which is also a kind of a blocker. But still the tool itself is really helpful. And this is an overall big picture of the current setup. So you need the kind of firefighter DevOps that will connect to the cluster to generate a support bundle. So the nice good old tar.gz. Then you need to synchronize with someone else like a SecOps or a GitGuardian platform admin. So those two personas are really not the same and they are really not at the same level. So you need to synchronize multiple people from multiple teams, which obviously add frictions. And this SecOps, let's say, will upload data into Zendesk. And then that's where the magic comes from. We've built an AI with an internal tool that we have where it will receive the webhook from Zendesk, analyze what the customer gave as information and the support bundle with all the logic of GitGuardian application to comment back and give a confidence score to tell back on the Zendesk ticket, basically what is the root cause and how to fix it. So that already is very convenient for us because as the level 3 support, we interact much less than before with support cases. So they can solve almost automatically many of the cases. A quick demo slide is a bit messy, but what we care about here are really just the various steps and operations. So when a Zendesk ticket comment is received, it goes to the AI, and the typical workflow is, okay, I'm trying to see the issue. Here it was an authentication failing with signing key, but no solution identified, which means what the customer gave us was not sufficient. And the AI then asks, okay, I would need some more info from a support bundle, and I will look for similar tickets. And that's then if the customer upload a support bundle, it will get analyzed. And this is actually a real case, by the way. And when the support bundle comes in, we get a new analysis, the full one. Still the same issue that got discovered, but now the root cause is clear. The private key is in the wrong format. And we even have a fix that is proposed as a solution. Okay, you need to regenerate it that way, update and redeploy, blah, blah, blah. But what is very important and works really well for us is that we get a confidence score for our support engineer that is backed by evidence. So for example, here it was clearly stated, okay, I analyzed the support bundle and the log inside of it. That confirmed the error and I'm able to map everything together and find the problem. So that already, just with a support bundle, a webhook and an AI, I don't have metrics, sadly, but it really works well and we're able to solve problem much faster. Nonetheless, the problem with that, as we said, is that you need local access and so on. So recently we have been working on a new way to generate support bundle. And the goal was really to have one-click support bundle and analysis done. So a quick summary of the problem we stated already. One thing I have not stated, but that is important also, is that when someone uploads onto Zendesk, there is a size limitation, which means sometimes the customer have to split the bundle into chunks and upload those chunks manually onto Zendesk. So that alone is a huge amount of time loss for the customer and a lot of friction. So the new feature we had in mind was UI first. The goal is from GitGuardian application, generate a support bundle and upload it directly to replicated system, still have the same webhook logic, and basically reduce all that loop to even shorter. One thing to say also is that we have air gap customers that obviously cannot contact the internet. So still we needed a direct download option, and that's interesting for the technical aspect further on. And also one thing is very cool, and again, I would like to think it's replicated for that, is now you're able to include metadata into your support bundle, which is very convenient because for us, for example, what we did and what I will showcase is that you can pass a Zendesk ticket ID during the generation of the bundle, which means that during the routing of it, you are able to directly comment on the right ticket. So from just the UI and a ticket number, it closed the loop. And misclick. And that's exactly the, again, very high picture here. So now it's all come from the admin UI. There is the SecOps we were talking about, or the GitGuardian admin. From one click, it will create a Kubernetes pod, so from within the cluster itself. This pod will run the support bundle command, enrich it with metadata. There is the bundle generated. And then we have the same logic. That bundle, thanks to the support bundle CLI that we are talking about, it's automatically uploaded to replicated. We have the webhook, the AI, and the Zendesk. So here, we are really reducing the friction. We are automating everything we can, and it just requires one admin on the platform to debug something. The only constraint is that GitGuardian needs to be up in order to generate it, obviously, but still you can do it the other way. Now, one interesting part that we wanted to discuss here in this talk is that there are some security constraints in creating a pod at runtime. We still choose to keep a pod because it really allows to decouple the logic of the backend of the GitGuardian. Actually, here it's written Gym. Gym is GitGuardian application. That's one of the shortcuts we use. And it really allows to decouple the backend code from this support bundle logic to have two different service accounts with different permissions. So the backend is capable of creating pods, and these pods have permission to gather logs and so on. So it really decouples the two, and it allows to not have too much Kubernetes logic also in the backend code, because in the end, in the backend, what we do is create a new pod from specs, listen to the status, and delete it. That's roughly the operation that we have. So it's very simple from a code backend point of view. Nonetheless, it's quite a bit dangerous, and being security oriented, we need to be very cautious there. In case GitGuardian platform has a flaw, like a remote shell execution or whatever, that would allow an attacker to actually create any pod with any images, any command. And this is obviously a big risk because that freedom can cause a cluster takeover. So it's really a cascade of risk that adds up if you do not control this permission of creating pod. The solution we choose is the validating admission policy that is valid for Kubernetes 130 and above. There are other tools that can do it, like third party, but now it's really bundled into Kubernetes. And that also is very important for us because with the variety of customers we have, all of them have different setups, and we try our best to use the most standard stuff, but still providing value with security. So sometimes it's not that easy to have the good balance. And this validating admission policy, what it looks like, a very small example on the right. We check that the user creating the pod is the one from GitGuardian application, Jim. And then we will check all the spec of this pod to ensure it maps exactly to what we want. So we check the number of containers. We check that the image of the container are the one we want, the volumes, the variables, the environment variables. That way, we are sure that Gym application can only run support bundle pod. And that's really only that and nothing else. So it really reduces down by a lot the risks. And now I think I can just quickly and go do the quick demo. So it's just to show you roughly how it looks like and how the GitGuardian application looks like. So we have the admin area that is available for admin only. The new support bundle UI, I will zoom slightly a bit because I have a big screen. I don't know how it renders. And here it's exactly what I was about to say. Another very cool thing here is being able to specify the log collection period, because from within the CLI only, it's not that easy with custom collector. So by having this backend that creates a pod, we can change on the fly the log collection period, which is also very convenient because if you're a customer with a lot of data, but you know the problem happened only an hour ago, it really goes much faster and save memory and time. So that's super cool. You can type whatever ticket ID and then just basically click. What happened under the hood, if I just quickly show that, is that we have the nice, I don't know if it will render well on the screen sharing, but a pod got created in the cluster, a support bundle one. And this pod has two main containers, the generation one and the serve one. So the generation one is the one that will run the actual command. So gather the logs, gather the info, package all of that, create the bundle. And then the option that we choose is to use a second container to serve this bundle locally. That way we will be able to download it from the UI. We discussed quite a lot, like if we wanted to have some persistent storage and so on, but again, in order to keep things simple and with the most straightforward Kubernetes resources, we've decided to go this way. That way we don't have any problem with PVCs, persistent data and stuff. It's all in cluster, and that's really cool. It should not take too much. I don't remember which amount of time I've put on the log collection period. It was 24 hours, I think, but it should go relatively fast. In the meantime, I don't know what I can say. I was expecting that to go slightly more quicker, but that's completely fine. I will try to, okay, perfect. Thanks, bundle, for going that quick. So the bundle is now done. You can just download it right away. It will be valid for 1 hour. We don't want the bundle to stay too much in the cluster. Same reason, to save a bit of space and not have bundle cluttering the resources, even though serving it is not compute intensive, but that's a kind of arbitrary decision we made. And then if you just click cancel, it will just delete the pod and the bundle entirely after it has been deleted. Yeah, generated. And if I go on replicated, I should see that I have now a nice bundle that got uploaded there right now. And with the new notification system of replicated, we get the webhook, the analysis will be launched, and so on. I will not demo that because it takes quite a bit of time for the AI to process everything. But overall, as you see, it's really convenient and it helps us tremendously. For now, the feature is not yet released, so I hope it will help us even more in the future. And as a few takeaways, we wanted to say that bundle plus AI just works. AI sometimes is better at some tasks than at other tasks, but it's very good at parsing stuff, parsing a lot of data. It's really where AI shines. So the combination of the two really is working brilliantly. I'm not sure the pronunciation, sorry, but it really works super well. And I have a lot of Zendesk tickets I could have showed you where the AI is able, with the support bundle, to just go to the solution. And those tickets, they never reach us. They just are handled then by the support engineer. So that's very convenient. Metadata is still the glue. So we add the source stating that the bundle was generated in cluster. And we also add the ticket ID, which allow us to do this automated routing. So that is also a must-have. We need this because else the all support bundle uploaded and replicated would go to our AI and stuff. That's not what we want. So with the custom metadata added by replicated, this routing is possible and it works like a charm. So again, secure for the future. And then a few things on security here. We had a lot of heated discussion internally regarding the creating of pods, because we know it's one of the most dangerous things that an application can do in Kubernetes. But I think with the VAP, the Validating Admission Policy, you should not be afraid to use Kubernetes system to enforce that and trust that the system works. If you have enough tests and if you really design it well, that thing is no longer a risk and it's really safe contained and it adds a lot of value. So really, when working with security in mind, sometimes we refrain ourselves from doing some stuff because it adds too much risk. But thanks to Kubernetes and all the nice tools that has been added over the year, now you can really achieve stuff that are extremely convenient, adding value while being safe. So that's really nice. And the last point, yeah, don't reinvent what people already built. And in that case, it's replicated for us. We are really happy with all the tool again and the collaboration. The features are really being built fast, which help us also move fast. So that's really nice. And yeah, all of that made together, Lazy Engineer sleeps well. And when the feature will come out next month, I really hope that we will get even less tickets. And at some point, maybe not even one anymore. That would be the dream. I think that concludes the talk. Thanks a lot. I hope everything was interesting enough. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was very cool. You showcased such an amazing partnership between our product and what you all are building. The question I actually had prepared for you was around why are you choosing to still use the replicated support bundles when you are building all of this amazing kind of infrastructure on top of it? You answered it in your last slide, but I'd love to learn more about that really quickly.
We chose to keep using that to actually get your support. And that way we have one single interface. Like we use this tool and we know that if you change under the hood, for example, the fact we upload through the SDK and so on, we will benefit from that automatically. So having one single interface between our system and the support bundle is very convenient.